Hey guys, good to see you all joining. All right, awesome. Send me a quick hello or a wave in the live chat. Good to see you all joining. All right, let's get rid of that. Sound should be better now. No echoing. All right, awesome. So send me a hello. Let me know where you're from. And we can get started with today's lesson. So for this lesson, we're going to be looking at business English. So business English is super important because obviously a lot of people need English for work purposes. A lot of people want to get promotions, and the only way to do that is through improving your English for business and for working in the office. So it's really important that we know some of the idioms, some of the phrases, and some of the expressions that get used in day-to-day office conversations. Sometimes we use a lot of jargon words and expressions, and sometimes it's difficult for English learners to understand them. So it's really great that we've got this lesson today for you guys to learn some new phrases that you can use in your current job, whether you speak English or not in your current job, or in your future jobs that you will apply for. Keep in mind that some of these words are also words that you can use in general conversations, not just in an office environment or in a work environment. So you can also apply these to other conversations, and you can use these in other instances as well. All right, so we've got Angel. Thanks for joining, Angel. It's good to see you again. We've got some other people who have joined us as well. So it would be good, guys, if you could give us a hello. All right, so let's get started. We're going to go ahead and have a look at the first piece of advice that I want to give you guys. So first thing to keep in mind, guys, if you want to get the most out of this live lesson and all of the live lessons, I should say as well, not just this one, you really need to start taking notes when learning new phrases, or when you're learning new vocabulary, or any other tips that I provide you, you should really start taking notes with it. So it's really, really important to do that, because I can teach you something right now and then probably in 30 minutes you will forget it. So it's really good to kind of look back on it and write it down. It helps you remember things. It's been proven that if you write things down, you're more likely to remember them. Please go ahead and use the live chat. I love the live chat. I love to interact with you guys. So ask questions in the live chat. I can see that Julia has given me a hello. Hey Julia, it's great to see that you've joined. This is actually specifically a request that Julia actually asked for. So that was the inspiration behind this live lesson. So thanks, Julia. Guys, if you have any types of topics that you want to talk about or you want to learn about, send them to me. You can contact me through my Instagram, my TikTok, my website, or my Facebook. I've linked them all in the description box below. And also what I want you to do with the live chat is not only ask me questions, but also I want you to form your own example sentences with the new phrases that I teach you. So when you learn a new vocabulary word or an expression or a phrase or anything, go ahead and provide an example for me in the live chat, and I will read it and I will correct it for you if it needs to be corrected. But the point of it is to encourage you to try and get the most out of this lesson and to try and practice these phrases. The last tip I want to give you is I want you guys to come back to this video maybe in a day or two or at the end of the week. So rewatch the video in a few days to revise the lesson and revise what I've taught you and the expressions that you've learned, because we generally learn things through repetition. So the more you see something, the more you look over something, the more likely you are going to remember it and therefore use it. All right, so let's get started with today's lesson, business English. So some phrases that you're going to be learning today. And some of them you may have already heard of as well. First one is touch base. So I'm not sure if you guys have seen this one before, and I'm assuming maybe you have, maybe someone has sent you an email using touch base. So in case you don't know what it means, in the workplace, touch base means to check in with someone about something, right? So this can be your boss, your colleague, or a client of yours. So you can contact them and tell them that you want to speak to them about something. So if somebody emails you, we need to touch base, this means they want to chat with you about something, or it could also mean that they want to reconnect with you. Sometimes people will send you an email like, hey, just want to touch base and see how everything's going with you. I haven't heard from you in a while. Hope everything is well. And that's kind of how you would normally use it. Another example I've got here is I just wanted to touch base and make sure you have read the email I sent last week regarding the launch party. Right? So this is an example sentence that I have given you guys. Please go ahead and send me your example sentence in the live chat, okay? I look forward to hearing your example, or actually reading your examples, because I think they're going to be really good, and you're also going to be able to use them in your own emails and in your own office. All right. The next one I've got for you guys is crunch time. So this is the time when you need to tighten operations or take action to get a job done efficiently. Crunch time. When you're crunching something, you're clenching on it, you're trying to get it done really, really quickly. So an example sentence, the last hour was crunch time for us. We worked tirelessly to finish the presentation before the meeting. So it's that last few minutes, you know, those last few minutes before the end of something or before the deadline, before something needs to be finished. All right, so that's crunch time. We all experience crunch time, don't we? In some form or another, at work, or it could be in our own personal lives, we experience crunch time. Sometimes we need to get things done really, really quickly. So this is the first one here, crunch time. All right. The next one we've got is moving forward. This means simply to take the next step or to get a bad experience and improve a situation. Okay, so moving forward. So moving forward is from this point onwards. Okay, so moving forward. The example sentence that we've got here, we are getting a lot of customer complaints, so moving forward, we need to investigate the problems and offer solutions. So that's how you would use moving forward in a sentence. Another way that we could, another word or an expression is going forward. We could also say going forward. All right, so you could use either one of those to talk about a situation where you want to improve or you want to fix something in the future. All right, so we can use moving forward. I want to see you guys. Please go ahead. I want to see you guys give me some example sentences in the live chat. So I'll wait for you guys because I think there's going to be some really, really great options here. Okay, so Send me some of those examples. All right. So let's go back here and look at the next one. Scale back. All right. To scale back, this is to reduce operations or make something smaller in size. Okay, to scale back. So to scale something back, instead of forward, we're going to take it back. Okay. So an example sentence. Considering the economic state, we will scale back on business expansion for the time being. All right, so considering the economic state, so it might be, there might be some economic problems going on in the country. The economy is not doing too well. So you might need to reduce the size of something, or you might need to reduce the production of something. So to scale back. All right. The next one we've got, to streamline. I love this word. I think this word is really good. It tells you what you need to know without talking too much, so it kind of gets right to the point. When you want to streamline something, you're going to remove unnecessary parts or components from a process in order to make that process more efficient. Okay, so streamlining can be done to cut costs and to make a process become more efficient, for a process to happen more quickly. So there's a lot of benefits to streamlining things. You're removing unnecessary things when you're streamlining. All right. An example sentence. Toyota has streamlined the manufacturing process to improve productivity. Okay, so that's an example. So companies streamline their processes in order to improve productivity. That's one example. That's one benefit of streamlining. Let's have a look at some of the example sentences. All right. I must touch base with you regarding our last deal. Oh, good one. Perfect. The next one. Our industrial complex is scaling back production. Well done. Really, really good ones. Good example sentences. Make sure to use capital letters at the beginning of your sentences, and make sure to use punctuation, so adding in that full stop at the end of the sentence. Okay, that's also a really good tip to have. All right. Low-hanging fruit. This is also a really good expression. And there's a really great visual here for you guys. So low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit is something that is easy to accomplish and can be attainable with little effort. Okay, so if we look at this image here, we've got this tree, this apple tree, and there's apples kind of all over the tree. But we've got some apples that are really high up in the tree, and then we've got some apples that are a bit lower. And the ones obviously that are higher up, they're more difficult to catch, or they're more difficult to pick from the tree. So it's much easier for us to get these lower hanging apples, because all we need to do is just reach our hand up and pick them, right? It doesn't take a lot of effort. We don't need a ladder. We don't need a machine. We don't need any help. We can do it all on our own, and it's very quick. So these bottom apples, they're low-hanging fruit. So metaphorically speaking, if there is something that is easy to accomplish and it doesn't require a lot of effort in order to achieve it, we're going to call that low-hanging fruit. So example sentence. When cutting costs, companies start with low-hanging fruit, such as their advertising budgets. So it's a lot easier to cut costs on our advertising budgets than it is to cut costs on other things like our workforce, right? So this would be considered low-hanging fruit. So this illustration here is a great example of that, low-hanging fruit. You might hear this in a presentation. Someone might be giving a presentation and they might start telling you guys that these options here or these factors here or these numbers here are the low-hanging fruit. Okay, so when they say that, what they're meaning is that these are the easy things to accomplish or these are the easy things to attain. We've got some really great examples. So we've got SpaceX is streamlined the rocket's operation cost. Okay, here we're going to say SpaceX has streamlined or is streamlining, depending on the tense you want to use, whether it's the present perfect, so it has streamlined, or whether it's the present continuous, is streamlining. The rocket operation costs, great. Oil production is low-hanging fruit in Venezuela. Well done. Really, really great example. Great example here. Guys, does anyone else have any examples? I'd love to hear some other examples for you guys. It's a great opportunity to practice your English and practice using these phrases as well. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. It doesn't matter if you use it incorrectly. The whole point of this is that you try to use them and I can correct them for you. So it's better to make a mistake here and I correct you than to send an email or to say something that is incorrect in a presentation maybe or in a meeting. So go ahead and please send me some of your examples. Angel, well done, has streamlined. Good on you. Perfect. All right. Guys, I'll also ask you to give me a like on this video as well, please, while I have you here. Please give this video a like. Please also share this video with any of your friends, family, or colleagues that you think might benefit from this or might like to watch this video. Please go ahead and share this YouTube link. Please share this video with them. And yeah, let's continue. All right. Learn the ropes. Okay. So to learn the ropes of something, this is learning the basics of something, right? Learning the foundational part of it. Learning the essential part. So when you're starting at a new company, for example, a lot of the time you're learning very basic information and processes because, you know, when you're starting off, you have to kind of start from the bottom. So there's new processes that you need to be familiar with and policies and procedures. So these are kind of the basic things that you start off learning. And when you're learning them, sometimes people can say to you like, oh, have you learnt the ropes? Or you can say to people when people ask you, how's the new job going? You can say to them, it's going really well. I'm still learning the ropes, but I'm getting there. So it's a good way to use it, learning the ropes. An example sentence. The first week at my new job has been great, but I am still learning the ropes and trying to remember the different processes. So that's a really great example that we can use for learning the ropes. Oh, we've got a new example. Perfect. Exporting fruit is a low-hanging fruit in Brazil. Really, really great. Really, really great example. Well done. Another example we've got. So we write in the following. Okay, yes, you've corrected it. Well done, Angel. Yes, SpaceX has streamlined rocket operation costs. Perfect. Fantastic. Good work, guys. All right. So learning the ropes, learning the basics of something. Great. The next one we've got is to set the bar. This is a really, really good one. I really like using this expression as well. So to set the bar is when you raise the standards to a new level. So let's say the bar is here. If you can see me in the video, let's say the bar is here. If you raise the bar, if you set the bar, this is the standard, okay? So this standard is so high, it's so good, that kind of no one can really reach it. This is like the limit. Okay, so you've set the bar. You've set the limit to how good something can be to be achieved. And often we say this in a really positive way. So it can be towards your boss, your mentor, or someone you look up to, or even a company that you admire that has set the bar, right? So an example sentence of this could be, my boss is an inspiration for what a true leader should be. He has set the bar incredibly high for anyone else that will one day take his position. Okay, so my boss has set the bar here. No one can really get to that standard, right? The standard used to be here, but he set the bar here, and he's so good that this is kind of our point of reference. Like, this is how good he is. So this is how you can use it. Notice how with these expressions, sometimes we add in some adverbs like incredibly or completely or extremely or very. And these adverbs are really great at kind of making the expression your own and emphasizing what you're saying as well. So here, for example, he has set the bar incredibly high, right? He hasn't just set it high, he's set it incredibly high. Like, he's so good, it's incredibly high how good he is. So we can add these adverbs to kind of give more emphasis in our sentences. Some more examples to look at. I am learning the ropes in my new business. Perfect, good. The next one, this CEO set the bar. Perfect, perfect. Good ones. So like I mentioned, you can say this CEO set the bar really high. This CEO has set the bar extremely high. You could also say that. Set the bar is equivalent to outstanding. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah. All right. Guys, send through some more example sentences. I want to hear your examples. Perfect. All right. So, let's go to the next one. To get the hang of something. All right. This is a really cool one. This is one of those expressions where you can definitely use it at work, but you can also definitely use it outside of work. All right. So to get the hang of something. Has anyone ever heard this expression before? What it means is to get used to or to get accustomed to doing something. Okay? So if you get used to something, you become familiar with it, right? So you get the hang of it. So again, when you're starting off at a new job, this might be a really great example. So when someone says to you, how's it all going? You can say, obviously you can say, I'm learning the ropes. We can use that expression. And you can also say, everything's going well. I'm getting the hang of things really quickly. Or I'm slowly getting the hang of things. Or I'm finally, after 3 weeks of training, I'm finally getting the hang of how to do these processes, for example. Another example sentence. After a couple of training workshops, I finally got the hang of how to use the new software we installed, right? So I finally got the hang of how to use the new software. So guys, I'm going to ask you guys a question now. What is something that you are getting the hang of? It can be at work or outside of work. It could be like an exercise at the gym that you're finally getting the hang of how to do it. What is something you are finally getting the hang of? Okay, what is something you are finally getting used to? You're becoming familiar with it. Let me know. For example, I can give you my own example. I'm finally getting the hang of YouTube Lives, how to do YouTube Lives. So the first couple were a little bit difficult. I was still trying to learn the ropes, but now I've gotten the hang of YouTube Live, how to do live streaming. So there you go. Some of your own examples of getting the hang of things. Okay, I get the hang selling, okay. Not I get the hang, You would probably say, in this case, you would say, I have gotten the hang of selling old computer systems. I have gotten the hang of it. Or in the simple past tense, you would say, I got the hang of selling old computer systems. Okay, and the next example, I'm getting the hang of my automatic car. Perfect. Really, really great one. Really great one as well. Well done, guys. Good examples. All right. So just something to be careful of with the verb get. We can use it in the past to say I got the hang of something. If you're going to use it in the present tenses or to talk about something that is happening now, you're going to say I'm getting the hang of, not I get the hang of. That doesn't really, we don't really use that sentence. We don't use the simple present tense in this expression. We would say I am getting. So again, we're using the present continuous. I am getting the hang of something, right? So I am getting the hang of. All right. I am, so I've written it for you in the live chat. I am getting the hang of something. Cool. Perfect. Okay, now we've got milestone. So milestone, this is, generally speaking, milestones are markers on trails. So when you're walking or when you're cycling and there's a path, whether it's a trail or a dirt road, it has milestones which indicate when a mile has passed. So a mile is a measurement. It's like a kilometer, right? But it's more than a kilometer. But it's similar. It's a similar type of metric. So it's an American metric. To indicate when a mile has passed. So when you've done a mile, whether like walking, running, or cycling, there's an indicator on the road that is a milestone. So it tells you you've reached this mile, you've reached this goal. Now in business, we can also use milestone, but in business, it means they are goals or targets that have been achieved, okay? So for example, winning the Best Workplace Award was a milestone for our company. So it was a goal for our company and we have reached that milestone. It's very common to use reach with milestone. So we reached that milestone, right? All right. Good example, Angel. Well done. All right. Cool. So milestone. What is a milestone that you have reached at your company? Please share in the live chat. What is a milestone? Sorry. What is a milestone that you have reached in your personal life? Maybe it's a personal achievement of yours. Maybe you know, in exercise, maybe you're trying to lose weight and you finally reached the milestone that you wanted to achieve. Or it could be while learning a musical instrument, you finally reached a milestone in that. Or it can be in your career, in your work. It's a milestone. Share with us in the live chat. All right, we've got some good ones here. Becoming fluent is a milestone for me. Perfect. Okay, let's finish off that sentence. So we can say, becoming fluent is a milestone that I hope to achieve. Right? Because is a milestone that I hope to achieve. It sounds better if we say that. Is a milestone that I hope to achieve. Becoming fluent in English is a milestone that I hope to achieve. Okay, next one. The Windows operative system, was a milestone for Microsoft. We don't need to put it was because we've already put the subject in the sentence. So the Windows operative system was a milestone for Microsoft. Okay, so we don't need to add another one. Perfect. Awesome. All right, guys. So those were some of the phrases that I wanted to share with you guys. I think these phrases are some of the most common phrases that you're going to hear, and they're the most frequently used. They're some of the most frequently used, and you're going to definitely hear them. You're going to use them potentially as well. So like I mentioned at the beginning of the lesson, make sure to always revise these. Make sure to use them. If you work for an English speaking company, or if some of your clients or the people that you have to negotiate or speak to are English speakers, try to implement, try to weave in these expressions when you're speaking to them, when you're writing them an email, when you're in a meeting. Try to think of how you can use these expressions, because the best way to remember these expressions and to become more fluent is by using these expressions. Practice using them rather than using the same word all the time. Rather than saying achievement, say milestone. You know, rather than saying I'm getting used to this, I'm becoming familiar with this, say I'm getting the hang of this. Sounds more natural. It's like what a typical native speaker would say, right? It's more common for us to hear that, right? Instead of saying I'm learning everything, I'm learning the foundational work, you can say I'm learning the ropes. People are going to be impressed. Oh, that's a really great expression. Very natural way of speaking, right? So looking at these different expressions and trying to incorporate them is a really powerful tool that you can use, and it's going to help you to become more fluent. All right. Now, please let me know if you've got any questions, because I would really love to answer them for you. Take advantage of this opportunity. You've got me here in this live lesson. It's a free lesson for you guys to ask me as much as you want. So pick my brains and ask me any questions that you've got. I will answer them for you in the live chat. So go ahead. I will wait for you guys to type in your questions, and I will answer them for you if you've got any. All right. So I'll have a look here to see. Okay. It can be about the expressions, or it can be about some tip, or it can be a recommendation even for a future lesson, something that you would like to recommend. Everything was very clear. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. Great feedback. Great feedback. Guys, just, you know, as a thank you, I would really love it if you guys are enjoying these lessons, if you feel like they are very beneficial. Just something you can do for me in return for these lessons that I'm giving you guys is to please tell your friends and family about these live lessons. Get them to join, get them to come on board and see what these live lessons are about and learn some new English. Okay? Awesome, awesome. All right, I think that's good for now. Okay, so like I mentioned, don't forget to get the most out of these lessons by writing down what you've learnt, rewatching this video, and I will see you guys in next Tuesday's live lesson. Same time, so it's 3 p.m. Brasilia time, São Paulo time, so it's 3 p.m. So make sure to join me next Tuesday, same time, and I look forward to seeing you guys. If you haven't, please subscribe and like this video, and I will see you in the next one very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks a lot.